One question to bring this back into comic books, man. Where does Iron Man plant his jalapeno?
In Michigan?
In Pepper Potts.
Oh, Jesus, man. God. That's great. That was great. You got me, though. I was like, shit, I was going to take control of this. No, you just took it away from me. Good job.
I'm done. I'm out.
Before you know it, yeah.
Back to comic books.
Back to comic books. I'm not even going to segue here. It is now time. Chris, tell us what it's time for.
Fresh from Pepper Potts.
Fresh from Pepper Potts, a.k.a. fresh from the comic shop, fly from the pressing salon, our good old Fresh Prince reference. We do that every week. You guys send in your fresh gets each and every week. They could be 2 days old. They could be 2 decades old. But as long as you got them this week, whether it be in your local comic shop, whether it be a AOK, whether it be a mail call, what have you, as long as you got them fresh from this week, share them with us because we're going to show them on this show. I'm the only one keeping a straight face here. That is right. I'm going to keep this show going while these two just kind of giggle off. But what you guys do is, again, you just send them to us. And Chris, are you going to be able to explain how they do that?
All right. Whether it's whether you're fresh from Pepper's Potts or you're fresh from the comic shop, whatever it may be, what we need you to do is remember, get your technology helmet on. You grab your smartphone because you can't do it with your flip phone. You're going to say, son, how do I connect the flip phone to the computer to get the picture onto the Instagram? So you got to use your smartphone. You take a picture of your comic book that you just picked up, right? You upload it to your Instagram, and then you put, bring me up. Oh,
I got you. I'm sorry. My bad.
Boom. Hit that little hashtag FFTCS. And also.
Hold on.
Also.
Yeah.
Boom.
No, that's coming, Andy.
Boom.
We are all in disarray here. Andy's just crushing this show.
Comic
He's
book
a wrecking
canon.
ball.
Hashtag us, FFTCS. Tag us with Comic Book Canon in your Instagram post, and we will see your fresh get of the week, and we will feature it on our Fresh from the Comic. I almost said it again.
Right, yeah.
Fresh from the comic shop segment.
We're going to move on. We're doing it, guys. We are doing it. We're going to start this segment for real. I know you guys are all excited because you guys sent so many great books this week. We are going to start with our guest. We are going to start with Comic Man Andy. What do you got? What is your first fresh get of the week? Your first one. Show us your first one.
I kid you not. This was the first major family adventure going out and a first major hunt to multiple shops. First get of today, literally right hot off the shelf. Wind number 3, 9.8. The Peach Momoko 1 in 25. I found this for not only below eBay prices, but when you save all the taxes, the fees, and the shipping and bring it right to your own comic cave, bam. It's a 9.8.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. That's the first thing you got today?
Yep, that's the first thing.
That is outstanding. That is a strong start to Fresh from the comic shop right there. There's a lot of buzz around that book too. That's a Tinian, the third. What is it? The third or the fourth? James Tinian, the fourth book. There's a lot of buzz going on there. That is a great pickup right there. But we're gonna get to some more great pickups. That's your guys' great pickups. That's right. We got Artist Proof Comics, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 113. Another sweet mystery box hit. Not sure what mystery box that was, but we are very happy for you. That's a great looking cover as well. Our good friend here, guys, our good friend Azores Tiger never disappoints, and he does it again. Here's Tales to Astonish number 63, Giant Man and the Incredible Hulk. First full appearance and origin of the leader. First full appearance of the humanoid. Some Stan Lee and Jack Kirby goodness. That book is a get, man. That is an absolute get. Will we see the leader again in the MCU? We can only hope. That's what we can. Only hope. I love this cover, guys. Us growing up in the 80s, you should all agree with that. Basement Brothers Collectibles. I had to put a filter on this one. Ant-Man plus Miami Vice. Iconic cover art. Absolutely. Nice. I really, really like that. And our last one for this first segment of you guys showing us your books. This is C-List E-Man. That's Wonder Girl right there, guys. Joelle Jones, she crushes it. She
absolutely.
Crushes it. So good. Anyways, all right. But Chris, you got some fresh gets yourself. What's your first fresh get of the week?
All right. It was a tough one for me to pick a few of them, but this one was a no-brainer. I got this in the mail just yesterday, opened it up, and took a look and said, yeah, I'm happy I went and got this one. I've been after this book for a while, never pulled the trigger. It started to get a little hot because we got an announcement of the Marvel's film, the Captain Marvel 2 film, and just anything Marvel started to get a little hot. So I said, okay, let me actually finally see if I get a book before this thing really goes up. And that's Miss Marvel, number one. So technically the first appearance of Carol Danvers as Miss Marvel. Really nice looking copy. It's got a little bit of rounding of the edges and a little bit of spine wear, but no color breaks at all. I am going to give it a press. That's why it's outside of the bag. And I like to show you guys what the book looks like out of the bag so you can see how
nice looking, man.
Yep.
Absolutely. And guys, this is one to get right now because it's kind of cooled off with no sort of Captain Marvel news other than the Marvel's announcement. So Chris, that's a great book to have. No doubt about that. All right. Some more great books from all you guys. We got Comic Noob with a whole bunch of books, including the hold on. It is the Detective.
Bad idea.
Safe. Yeah, another bad idea book. I don't know what the other three are, but
that's a Greg Horn autograph.
Oh yeah. Oh, up top right. I see. Okay. Yeah. Those are some great books. Comic Noob. Thank you for sending them in. Comic Ozzy. This is what he says.
Yes.
That's G.I. Joe Transformers #1. G.I. Joe Transformers #1. Transformers Tuesday. Obviously, he posted this on Tuesday. Both solo titles are heating up. Why not this one next? Yo Joe Rollout. Spec credit for him goes to Newbie Comics. He's a friend of the show. We enjoy Newbie Comics. He's stopped by. But that's an interesting get. I have to agree with Comic Ozzy on that this is one that will probably heat up next. It was the first time that they crossed over there. I'm enjoying these covers here, man. And this run has got it's just an amazing. I think actually, Andy, I think you talked about this recently, but we got Daredevil number 30 from Cover Junkie Comics. Got issue number 30 this week for the cover. Went back today and grabbed a couple back issues for the story. The Zardaski to Shadow combo is fire. So glad I took on this hobby. Best entertainment for your dollars for sure. Can't agree more. I mean, I've read early issues of this run and I love it, and I haven't had time to actually just go back and dive into it. Andy, your thoughts on that? I'm pretty sure you brought that up on one of your shows.
What a way to take a character like Elektra and elevate her and make her more mysterious, more hot, more fiery.
Yeah.
They're killing it. Not just killing it with the story, but they're killing it with the art. And Daredevil is probably the most underrated ongoing series from the big two right now, in my opinion.
Agreed. I mean, they had the attention with Daredevil 25 when Elektra became Daredevil. Spoiler, I know, but that's 6 months ago. But yeah, it really. I mean, Zdarsky's a great writer, and he's got he's got a wide variety, in his belt that he kind of grabs from. So I'm all in on that. We got Coveted Comics here. Spider-Man number 12, Sitting in a Tree Part 1, another modern iconic cover by the awesome Sarah Pichelli and spectacular colors by Jason Keith. I believe the image will manifest on the big screen, possibly in Spider-Verse number 2. What do y'all think? I think you're right. I think there's no doubt that that's going to happen. And I, for one, am excited. I love both characters, and I am all for it. That's a great cover. Coveted Comics, thank you for sending it in. All right. I'm gonna show you guys my first get. I haven't had much time to go to the shops myself, so I'm just at this point I'm doing pull lists. I haven't been able to go dig in like you had a great kind of search this day today, Andy. This Friday, it sounded like a wonderful Friday. But for myself, I'm just pulling my pull list and walking back home. That's all I got. But here is what I got for my first pick, and that is Wonder Girl number 1. I haven't read it yet, but I did like that. One of the only future states I liked was Wonder Woman. And Joelle Jones is back writing and doing the art on this book. I mean, the cover is just amazing. Yara Flor, super excited to see where this character goes because I think she's definitely a fresh character in DC, and they need fresh, they need good. And I really believe in what I read previously in those 2 issues, and I'm excited to see where they go with that.
Yeah. I can't wait to get mine from my comic shop. I'm always late.
We'll have a reading party. You and I will have a reading party. How about that? Online reading party. It'll be so much fun. It'll be adorable. But before we get going with more of your fresh gets, we are going to, again, explain how this works. Okay? I'm going to do it this time. It's this simple, guys. You send us your fresh gets. We show it on the show. It's that simple. We can't do 10 issues that you send in, but we will definitely pick one. And it's as easy as this. You hit, you go to your Instagram, you post the picture, hashtag FFTCS, and also please tag us at Comic Book Canon. And again, we will get them on the show. It's a lot of work, but we love doing it, and that's all I have to say about that. Just like Forrest Gump. Moving on, though, we got our good friend here, guys, and I love what he brings. Dan De La Torre with here's this week's FFTCS Thor 384, first appearance of Dargo Couture, someone who is worthy and lifts the hammer of Thor. 9.8 white pages, guys. I remember picking this up off of the spinner rack myself. I love the Ron Friends artwork. I love this run. And, it's not a bad spec yet because we may see, different. We're definitely going to see Jane Foster Thor on screen. Will we see other versions of Thor? Who knows? But again, this is one from my childhood. We got also DC. You guys, any comments on that one? I feel like I'm just steamrolling you guys.
No, I agree. I love those late 80s Thors.
You agree that I'm steamrolling? I thought we were better partners. Moving on, we got DC the Mechanic with this Silk number 3, 1/25. Loving the art and reading the series with my son so much. I had to get one of these variants. Beautiful 1/25. Lupacino variant. Keep them coming. We also have Disney Family Collectibles. They've been sending in each and every week. I really enjoyed this one, though. I really like. Disney Comics and Stories number 13. Awesome virgin cover with the one and only Mickey Mouse. Glad to be putting this in the collection. I'm not sure what that certificate is down there, but it is pretty
Scorpion
cool.
Comics.
That's what?
Scorpion Comics certificate.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't spend time looking at it. I did not do my research on that one. But I am loving the cover. I am loving the get. And I want to thank Disney Family Collectibles for sending them in. Flap Slap Jr. Love the name, guys. This is a shout out to you, Chris. X-Men number 126. Looking forward to see how Marvel Studios brings the X-Men into the MCU. Yes. Saw the CGC and had to get it as I love the cover. Also thanks to Chris for his latest YouTube video on what X-Men comics to invest in next. Chris,
pull that back up quick. Look at that far upper left corner. That's a Pence variant.
Oh wow, that's a good. Oh, yep. Wow, that's a good call.
Dope, super dope.
Oh man, we were impressing Andy on his first fresh from the comic shop, and I'm glad you guys brought out the big guns here for this. Good find, Flap Slap Jr. He may not even know that, Andy. So that's a good call out right there. So Flap Slap Jr., let us know if you did know that or not. All right, moving on. Andy, it is your turn here. What is your second fresh get of the week?
You all know when you go out hunting and you go out comic book hunting and you're digging, you do the old 1-2 bundaroo, right? You bundle things up and you like to
do the bundaroo.
The 1-2 bundaroo, right? You're stacking things up and like, hey, buddy, if I buy all this at once. So in that old bundaroo today was definitely a Something's Killing the Children 12 Virgin variant 9.6 that I had to add because this was basically after the old bundaroo goes. This is less. I got this for less than the cost of actually grading the book and picking it up.
Wow.
So yeah, why not? And I'm a big fan of Something's Killing the Children. I have a copy of this in the short box, ready to go to CGC. I kind of don't have to anymore because right here is that 9.6, and I dig it.
Beautiful. That is an amazing. You're crushing us in the fresh gets. I have to say that is a beautiful get right there. By the way, we did talk Newbie Comics. Newbie Comics, we brought up your name. Not sure if you're watching, but we gave you props. So thanks for joining us today. Andy, that's a great get. You are impressing people in the especially with your the catch on the X-Men 126. Moving on though, we have some more great gets. This is from, guys, I'm ignorant to what this book is, but I want to bring this up right now. From Green Lantern Comic Collector #1. He says Story 7, Green Lanterns in Fear 101. I'm not familiar with this book, but I love the cover. I'm really enjoying that cover. That's a nice fresh get right there. We got Gus 420 and X, aka Comic Toby, with Wonder Woman #3. This Hulk number 393, just an amazing Dale Keown cover. And X Factor 24. Is this the first appearance of Archangel? I can't remember.
I believe you're
right. Don't ask Key Collector.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
No, I'm not throwing shade on them. I'm just saying this is another one that's just controversial. It's not Key Collector's fault or anyone's, I'm not pointing fingers, but it's just, this is another one of those controversial first full cameo, et cetera, et cetera.
All right. You know what? We're going to move on from that conversation because we got a good friend of the show, Hood Rat Comics, aka Ian. Look at this. I think that's the Geiger third print right there. Nightwing #80. Nightwing is a hot series, guys. We have the Bitterroot Purple Rain cover. I mean, come on, that thing is sweet. We got Ironheart #3, guys. You should be picking up your Ironhearts. I guarantee you, Newbie Comics will be telling you the same thing. And we have Invincible Iron Man. I do believe that's a Riri related one. Old Holland, I am not familiar with. I can't really speak of. I do think that's an Incredible Hulk there. The orange cover. I'm not quite sure, but these are great gets, Ian. Good stuff, man. We have Into Oblivion with this Black Radiant #3. Into Oblivion, Radiant Black #3. Into Oblivion sent a bunch of covers in. This, I thought this cover is fantastic. I have the first issue here. I have not read it yet. I am way behind where I should be, but I've heard mixed things. I think, Chris, you were not into the series, but I really do like that cover. I have to say, I do like that cover. Then we got Jamagu with King in Black collection. King in Black 1 and 5 unknown color splash variants. That is a nice complete set there. Props to you, Jamagu. We really appreciate you sending those in. And here we go. We got Lowbrow Collectibles with the America Chavez issue 1. Finally getting around to reading this. This is a great series. Story and art is exactly what I like. I mean, it's starting to pick up steam now that we have her sister coming onto the scene here. I could think with issue #3. So those are some good pickups, and she's definitely coming to the MCU. She has been cast, so that's some exciting stuff. Chris, your second fresh get of the week. What do you got?
All right. I'll go with this one. I just actually unboxed this on my live show, so some of you have seen it, but I would like to show it off again. This is another one that I just recently talked about in a video, a top 10 video that I just put out this last week. I feel, and again, this is my personal opinion, that there is a good chance that we can see these characters in the MCU. I think that Marvel Studios and Feige and team could do a really good job with these characters, similar to what they did with Guardians of the Galaxy. This is the Uncanny X-Men 207, first full appearance of the Starjammers and Gladiator.
That would be fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine? I mean, look, and I said this. I don't think we know what Kevin Feige said about the X-Men. He said, we're going to do something different. We're not going to just carbon copy the team of what we saw with Fox over the last 20 years. So what does that mean? It means that we're most likely going to see some fresh faces that we haven't seen yet within the X-Men franchise. I also don't believe that they're going to just introduce them into the MCU as a team. I think we're going to get drops here and there. Like we could see Psylocke be introduced like with the Mandarin over here somewhere with the 10 rings. Then we could see Rogue and Mystique introduced with Captain Marvel and have a Rogue origin story over here sometime down the line, something like that. And we know that the MCU was growing more galactic. We can introduce the Starjammers without even having to really introduce the X-Men yet. And I think that this is a good book to look at if you can get for a good value. These early all news are already starting to increase in value just because there's been so much talk and so many eyes in the demand for these early new X-Men team books that even if they're not keys of any sort, they're really starting to increase in value. The demand is going up because we know that the X-Men are coming. So this is a fun one. What's really interesting, you want to bring me back up real quick here. I didn't see this in the pictures, but do you guys see that?
Yeah.
There is writing indentation. Other than that, it's a really nice looking book, and I'm kind of pissed that I didn't notice that. I'm trying to see what it says. I can almost read it. But what's going to be cool about this is I'm actually going to do a before and after, because I'm going to get on the tack iron. I'm going to get the steel bearing ball and do some pressing magic to see if I can get that out.
You got to bring that back on the show when you do after your pressing work here. I got to say something too. Justin from No Good Comics, he agrees. He thinks that's an amazing read. And I do believe he's doing some sort of X-Men review. I can't remember what his show is called, but he does an X-Men review, omnibus review. Justin, let us know. But by the way, No Good Comics, their link is in the bottom as well. But I mean, I'm not done saying it. You guys should be following Andy as well. He's our special guest co-host, Comic Man Andy, down below. The link is below. You should sub him up. And you also do need to follow him on the Instagrams. That is right. But speaking of Instagram, we got some. That's where we get our Fresh from the Comic Shop. It's from Instagram. Who do we got up next? Did we do? No. Okay. We got Mad Tatter Films. That's right. I like that name. Now here's the thing. I do like that Silver Surfer Black. Number one, I'm not sure what else is there, but Mad Tatter did not follow directions, guys. So this is one strike here, Mad Tatter. This is something to say. You guys sent us this in your stories, and I don't want to miss anybody's books, but if that goes away in 24 hours, and we don't want to miss any of yours. So post them on your accounts, please, if you're comfortable doing so. We're going to miss these on stories. So please follow the directions. We don't want to have to reprimand people in front of 30 concurrent viewers. Embarrassing. Matt Stampa sent in look at these fresh gets right here. Those silks right there. Last Ronin director's cut. They got is it Rose Besh silk right there. I think I see a Scotty Young silk. You see Totally Awesome Hulk. Those books are getting hot. Nice pickups there, Matt Stampa. Good work, and thank you for following directions as well. Mike Dyson. $20.99. He's got those Midnight Sun books. Those are getting hot as well. Mike Dyson, he says, just destroyed a dollar bin setup today. Was pretty stoked with all the fun finds. We are happy that you got those as well. Yeah, those Midnight Suns. There's a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation going around that we're going to see some form of Midnight Suns with Ghost Rider Blade. All those kind of like horror genre, I would say, the darker kind of characters from Marvel. So that's exciting stuff as well. And then here we go. Muggins Comics, Flash. This is a great Silver Age book, by the way. Flash 140 went to a small comic show in Livonia today. Not sure where Livonia is. I should have looked that up. And saw a ton of schools.
Michigan.
Is it? Oh, for real?
Yep, Michigan. Detroit area. Detroit, baby.
There we go. Muggins. Maybe you know him or her. I've had my eye on First Heat Wave for a while and saw one within my budget. I've also really wanted this Tales of Suspense. I didn't show that book. That was one of his second. Anyways, but that book is the First Heat Wave is freaking awesome. Flash 140. All right, guys, I'm going to share my second fresh get of the week. Again, it's nothing spectacular, but I am enjoying this run, and I was surprised that I really do like this run. My comic shop manager suggested I start reading this. 78 was the issue he turned me on to, and I think a lot of people were surprised as well because these are going for well over cover on the secondary. This is Nightwing number 80, the first appearance of Heartless, new villain in the Nightwing, aka Batman family. Really cool cover, kind of trippy if you notice all of these little it almost looks 3D-ish if you put on 3D glasses. But again, I haven't read this yet, but I really enjoy the cover, and I'm really enjoying the run on this. I highly recommend that if you guys aren't reading it right now. I'm pretty sure Justin from No Good Comics is reading it as well. All right, moving on. What do we got, Chris? We got some more. Andy, we got some more. We got good friend Nerds Being Geeks. That's right. Punisher.
Ooh.
POV number 3. My favorite cover from this miniseries. Written by Jim Starlin with art by the master of Macabre, Bernie Wrightson. These two also collaborated together on a more popular miniseries, Batman the Cult. Check out, by the way, there's a link down below for Nerds Being Geeks. Check out all my comic book hauls on the Nerds Being Geeks YouTube channel. Link to channel is down below. He hit his goal of 50 subs before the end of May. So he's thanking everybody. And let's try to get to the big number, 69 subscribers before May ends. Of course, you got to hit 69. That's another milestone. Moving on. Moving on, we got Nuke's Comics. Nuke, you are sending a ton of books in, and I like this book. I don't think it was my favorite of all of your submissions, but I was too far into the game, and I apologize for not going back. But I picked up as he says, I picked up Amazing Spider-Man 61, Legacy 862 from Zeus Comics. It features Spidey's new Threats and Menaces suit designed by Dustin Weaver. The Gleason and Delgado team up on the cover is fire. Guys, here's the thing with this book. I despise this new Spider-Man suit, but seeing a little bit of it in action, I'm okay with it. We all know it's not going to last. They're going to go back to the classic blue and red, the red duds. So I'm good with it for now. Your guys' thoughts. I'm steamrolling you guys.
I agree.
Be a part of the show. Do it now.
I agree.
No, don't let me speak over
well.
you. Just guys talk. Speak your mind.
I agree as well. That Spider-Man suit isn't quite my Spider-Man suit, man.
That's the best way to put it, actually. I mean, I don't think I love the black suit Spider-Man when it first came out, and obviously it morphed into this amazing character Venom. But red and blue wins the day, in my opinion.
You know that he was originally black and red.
A little Steve Ditko action going on there, and then
so what had happened was because remember, in comic books, the way that you reflect light off of black is by using blue.
Right.
And that started happening. And they started noticing that because they were drawing it with the black, with those blues. They're like, hey, why don't we actually make it red and blue? And I don't know exactly when that changed. I don't know that off the top of my head, but yeah. Yep. So interesting enough, for those, Peter Parker's suit in Far From Home was black and red, and people were like, what are they doing? Why are they messing it up and changing it for the movie? Well, if you actually knew your Spidey history, that's the original suit.
Somebody's angry. By the way, Blue Comics, thank you for this. They are already back to the regular suit. I have not kept up with this series, honestly. I got that hot Gleason cover. I've kept up seeing that they're changing the suit, but I've tried to read a few of these. I'm not into it. I don't know about you guys. I think that's a consensus in terms of the people that I'm in communication with. So anyways, moving on to another fresh get. We got, guys, this cover, it's not iconic, but I feel like it should be. Jay Lee, y'all know who Jay Lee is, am I right?
Yeah. Yep.
So we got out of print collectibles. Wolverine #1, Jay Lee, 1/100 sketch variant cover. This is from November 2010. I have the original book here, but this is just glorious. I mean, God, that's just, Jay Lee's a master, and that cover, I don't know, man. Again, it doesn't fall under the iconic Wolverine covers, I feel like, but it is just outstanding. Absolutely. I agree. That cover is always that. This run didn't do much for me. It's him battling out of hell or whatever, but this cover has always stuck out to me.
Oh man,
it's beautiful. Rascal Man Comics. Seeing his bubblegum covers are all the rage. I found a couple of great Jubilee ones by the mighty Clayton Crane. Goodness, Clayton Crane, guys. Kind of specking on this cover. Also, first appearance of Elsa Brock, female alternative universe version of Eddie Brock. He gives a shout out to J1 Future Specs that she can maybe wear the Gwenom suit in the future. I guess that's Elsa Brock. But that's a great cover. He's definitely doubling down. There's no pun at all. If there was, it wasn't intended. But moving on. Who do we got? Is it? I guess it's my no.
Yeah, your second?
No, I already did my second. It's Nightwing. It's Andy's, our special guest co-host. Sorry, guys. All right, here we go. Andy, what do you got? Your third fresh get of the week.
There it is.
So when you talk about bundling things up, I just happened to stumble on a shop that's been ahead of the game and actually sending more and more books to CGC over the last year than any shop I have found locally where I live. And so the old Bundaroo definitely includes another slab. Oh, no. Oh, what is this?
Look at you.
What is this?
Look at you.
I love foil. Oh, bling. 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 How
dare you show off a comic book that's supposed to be red, kept inside of a plastic case with that foil gimmick cover that's ruining the hobby?
I love foils. I mean,
That time,
how do you not pick this up for $50 less than the eBay going rate? I mean, come on. Like, I got a couple of these in my short boxes. I was thankful. I'm very thankful that I was able to grab a couple on that local comic shop day, but it's pre-graded. It's a pre-guaranteed 9.8. It is here. This is going to the PC. I'm a completionist collector for Something's Killing the Children, and I am happy that I was able to grab this for well under the eBay going rate. And the old Bundaroo comes through, man. Like, seriously, when you've got cash in your hand and you've got a store owner standing there, I'm like, hey, bro, like, if I added another one, what about this? Oh, it's going to work. Oh, by all means. Thanks. Yes, I'll take a bag. Absolutely. Put that right in there.
By the way, you need to give a little context onto your I Love Foil, because that is something that cracks me up. You show it at the end of your show. So please, Austin Powers, please elaborate.
So it all started with the EGCEC release of the Department of Truth variant version or variant of the Peach Momoko #1 for Department of Truth. They did a gold foil variant. And the whole thing is like a negative. The entire cover is like a negative space gold. I love gold. Like, seriously, it's a gold foil cover. It's like buying a comic book that's a brick of gold. I'm like, this is bougie. This is as bougie as comic book covers get. This is so dope. And it's Department of Truth #1, the Peach Momoko, just with the girl in the very center, and the whole thing is like 24 karat gold. And EGCEC did a fantastic job working with Scott's Collectibles on that variant. I just wish I would have gotten the collector's package that they did. I just bought the one, and then I received it, and I unboxed it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I got to make a clip for this. Yeah. I got to make a clip for this. Now, anytime on my show, it's like, I love gold.
Freaking brilliant. It cracks me up. And again, that's just even one reason to go check out Comic Man Andy's channel. You absolutely have to. By the way, Mitch Gurwitz saying hello to Andy. I guess that is a fan, because maybe he likes gold as well. All right, moving on to some figurative gold here. We got another Daredevil cover from Raw Dog Comics.
Ooh,
loving this cover, man. Yep. Loving this cover. I mean, issue 29, just that costume's badass too. I think Andy, you said this already, but it just works, right? It just works. And I'm excited to actually catch up and read all of these issues. Again, I'm still on the earlier runs. This one, Sicilian Comics, man, you send a lot of heat. You're up there close to Azura's Tiger. However, nobody can really reach Azura's Tiger. But look at this, guys. We have, Thor 137, first appearance of Ulik, published in February of 1967. That is how you submit a fresh from the comic shop with that kind of background, those kind of facts. We really appreciate that. And all you send in our way, Sicilian, thank you again. This is a wonderful, wonderful book. It looks like it's in great condition too. It really does. So congratulations on that. Here is another one that did not follow direction. But bringing the heat, guys. This was in a DM. This is via DM. Better than stories, but still not great. This is Stephen Maxwell, 49, with Captain Marvel, number 17, the second print. This is the first Miss Marvel in costume. She hasn't been in story yet. That comes in Marvel Point 1, number 1. But that is a hot book, and it will only rise, especially once we see that first trailer of that Disney Plus series. I'm excited for. I think Chris and I talked about it. Comic Man Andy, not sure what your thoughts are on Kamala Khan, but she's a great character.
I mean, Kamala Khan, there's a lot of heat there, right? The name of the game when it comes to speculation and building your collection is buying early, buying often, and buying low, right?
Yep.
So we're still in that Kamala Khan pre-ramp. So it's starting. Like I'm still getting some of those books, and you're still able to find them for affordable rates, right? Like, no joke. But then some of the big books are getting up there, right? They're getting big.
Yeah. I feel like the train's leaving, and you're literally you're barely able to reach that to get on. That train is going to leave soon, because they're wrapped. They wrap shooting, right? They are wrapped. So this series will probably debut in early 2022. We will see. I guarantee you, we're going to see a trailer in July. No doubt.
Now is the time to find those antique markets, those flea markets, all of the shops and all of the places that aren't up to date, that aren't connected with the rest of us, that those shop owners that just like aren't interested in going through their back issue bin.
Yeah, they're out there, guys. I continue to hear stories of people finding those Marvel Point Ones in dollar boxes, dollar bins, right? It's insane. It's insane to me that just put the work in. I mean, look at the stuff you found today, Comic Man Andy. For goodness sakes. All right, moving on to some more great stuff. This is Tommy Boy Collections. Secret Wars, number 8, 9.6. You can't see it. It's a little cut off there. And Wolverine, number 1, 9.4. Pickup of my Grails, he said, that I had when I was a kid. I mean, these are just iconic. The Secret Wars one is on everybody's radar. And, you know, the Wolverine one is too, but I feel like the Wolverine one is rising quickly. So that's another one to the train is about to leave. The train is about to leave the station on that one.
I told everyone over a year ago, I said, you know, looking at this book, you know, because at that point in time, we already had the Fox merger. And I said, Wolverine is going to get hot. You know, you're looking at there's so much talk over 180 right now because people being priced out at 181. And well, 180 is this true first appearance. I said, next up, you know, you got giant size X-Men collectors being priced out of that. Uncanny 94, people being priced out of that. What's next is first solo series, number 1. I called it. I said at the time, a 9.8 was going for about 250. I said, watch, sooner than later, this book is going to hit 500. It was like a month later, that book hit a record sale on eBay for $500. Now the 9.6 has been hitting over $500.
Yeah, no doubt. It's one to find out. I mean, they're out there, but again, they're not ones you're going to run into in a dollar bin book for sure. But that's a great get there, Tommy Boy Collections. All right, we got Vinny Whitlock every week. This is another one that brings the heat as well.
Wow.
The first Silver Age appearance of the Red Skull, Johann Smith, Tales of Suspense, 66 from June 1965. Underrated and undervalued in Vinny Whitlock's opinion. That's a great get. Like, Vinny, you bring it as well, too. You're up there with Azor's Tiger, too, I really have to say. All right, guys, this is my third fresh get of the week. I'm happy I got this one. A lot of people are like freaking out. They're pissed or whatever. It's a bad idea book, right? People are pissed. Who cares? You know, this is we had Dinesh Shamdasani and Robert Venditti on our show, different shows. Great people, and Chris and I really believe in what they're doing. We'll get to Andy's opinion in a second, but this is Hank Howard, Pizza Detective. Number 1. This was the dollar book that they only sold one day. It was one day. I got this in the mail, which is a little confusing because you could pre-order it from online subscribers, but you can only get it in a comic shop one day. But this is an interesting one. I haven't read it yet, but people say that there's a cool character at the end. I can't wait to read it. I'm gonna check it out. But Robert Venditti, fantastic writer, even better human being, and I was happy to get that. Comic Man Andy, what are your thoughts on Bad Idea as a comic book company?
There's no such thing as a bad idea when it comes to Bad Idea Comics, just because it might not be somebody's, you know, repertoire or what they're really into. There's no such thing as a bad comic book. It might end up in a dollar bin and somebody might find it and loving it just the same. It's the spice of life. Variety is the spice of life. Bringing more comic book content into the collective nature of comic books and more great stories is never a bad thing. So I like the fact that Bad Idea is not just inserting themselves into the publishing market with comic books, but they're throwing a spin on it, right? They're creating a little bit of hype. They're creating interest behind their product. That's marketing. That's marketing 101. You know what I mean? If you create a book that is a first print run and then you turn right back around and say, oh, by the way, here's the any print or whatever they call it, that's not bad. I mean, it's more comic books and more content. We're all after more of it, right?
I mean, Chris and I talk about this quite a bit, but they're hitting like 3 parts of the market here. They're hitting the speculators, because if you order in advance, you can get your books, right? It's on you if you don't. They're hitting the collectible market, and then they're hitting readers. Because with the readers, you got the not first print that they're going to continue to produce no matter what. With the collectors, you get your first print. With the spec, the people in the spec game, you'll just flip the book as long as you're smart enough to order from a bunch of places, right?
Yep.
So all the complaints about Bad Idea are bad complaints, in my opinion, because they're putting out really good material, really high quality books. The covers are just beautiful, gloss and matte combined. It's just Tankers is great. ENIAC has been great. You got a few. You got Sleigh Bells coming out, and I cannot remember the lot. I think it's the lot. It's really good stories, and with the Dinesh involved, there's gonna be a media option somewhere, whether it be a show or a film. It's gonna happen, no doubt about that. I'm not sure, Andy, if this is one of your friends. I'm a new sub, love the vids, and yes, this is my birth name.
Hey,
we're
Jeff,
not making fun of your birth name. It's just Andy comes with the puns. So, also, Chris, you got some props here too. This is awesome. X11 Bravo Comics. I took Chris's top 100 keys list from his videos and sent it to my suppliers as a pull list. That is props, man. So good work on that, Christopher. All right, getting back to your guys' books.
Jeff, I saw what you did there. I know we got to show some more off, but I know that you wanted to save the best for last because you skipped over my third pick. So I appreciate that.
What a terrible.
No, I knew you wanted to save the best for last. So
honestly, guys, I'm gonna remove myself. You guys continue on with the
show. I can't control the function, so that's not gonna work.
You need me.
Yeah, but let's go ahead. I just want to make sure we remember. So let's bring up everyone else's fresh gets. But
we'll save the best for last.
It better be good. We're gonna make this fun too, because I'm gonna let Andy. I had so many this week that I have some options here. So I'm gonna let Andy pick. So let's go through the remaining.
Okay.
What's that?
That's fun. We only got two more. I like that idea though.
Okay, awesome.
We got Waywaz Comics. Waywaz Comics. Marvel Tales 128. He says he loves this cover. This is a reprint from that early Gosh, I can't remember what issue it was, but he's got to save Aunt May, and
that's issue 155, I want to say.
I'm not sure, but Homecoming took from it where he's busting out from the building that fell on top of him. And
that one was like issue number.
That was early. That was early on.
30.
Yeah,
30.
It was in the 30s.
Or something like that.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I believe those are that's a reprint of that. And then we got Wise Guy Collectibles, our last, not our last. Chris is our last, but I like this. I actually asked for my LCS to see if they could pull this thing.
That is a reprint of 151. Right.
Are you sure that late in the series? I thought it was a
because no. So 151, that's the reprint, but the one that you're thinking of, I don't have it. I do believe it's 31 because it's 31's first appearance of Gwen Stacy. It was somewhere, maybe it was 33, but they look very similar. 31 is where he's more like on the ground with all in the water with the stuff on top of him. This one, he's more upright with the waterfalls coming down.
Yo, Bloop Comics is like our fact checker.
33. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Bloop Comics. 33 is the one with him raising the debris over him. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. All right, but moving on here, we have Wise Guy Collectibles. Guys, this is one I was going after this past LCS or the New Comic Book Day. My LCS did not have it. This is the Department of Truth. Number 1, the 5th print secret Lee Harvey Oswald cover. So they had a secret 5th print. It wasn't too secret by the time it came out, but this is a reprinting of the actual other secret print with Lee Harvey Oswald. That one was hot. This series is hot. I'm loving this series. Not sure if you guys are reading it. I think it's fantastic. It's a crazy read, especially with the times we're living in right now. But Chris, you're going to close out Fresh from the Comic Shop, and I think you have a fun way of doing so.
All right. I would love to show 3 more off, but then I'm really going to be cheating. Big shout out to A1 Comics since their logo was right there. Okay, so this is what we're going to do, Andy, being our guest co-host of honor here. I'm going to let you pick which book will be my third get. So this is what they are. I'm going to give you obviously a little insight on what they are. You tell me which one to pick. So we got some Thor spec, some future Thor spec. We got some, older X-Men goodies, not really spec, but just some older X-Men stuff to carry on the theme of the other X-Men book 107 that I show off, or my Grail run, some classic Amazing Spider-Man.
He's thinking real hard because he's brushing that beard.
So let's go to the all white backer board in what would be on your far left, I think. Yes.
This one?
Yeah.
It's a good call.
Okay,
Good call.
so
it's a winner.
He made a random choice there.
By the way, I think he's sending you this book too. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna mail it to you.
All right. You know what? It worked out because
all right, I'm bringing it on screen. Here we go.
Yeah, Jeff and I are big Spider-Man fans, so why not pick a Spider-Man book? I already showed off some X-Men.
By the way, no. Serge Henderson.
Yes.
Calling a warlock.
All right. Since Serge I have to bring this up. What's really, Jeff, you would have killed me. I didn't do it, but I did it in a video. I actually bought another warlock in the Infinity Watch #1.
It's a problem.
But here's the thing. I have like 20 copies, and I didn't have any newsstands. It was a newsstand. So it took me everything in me to not show it off as a fresh get. So I hope you thank me for that later on.
No, the world thanks you.
All right, but now we're going with Amazing Spider-Man #52. This is the third appearance of Kingpin, second appearance of Robbie Robertson. Just another classic Silver Age 12-cent Amazing Spider-Man. It is my Grail run. Another beautiful looking book. It's got a little bit of writing, like a date written up there or something. But other than that, no huge color breaks. I'll tell you, I got this from none other than A1 Comics.
Look at Justin's comment too.
Yeah. Yep. So what it does, the one thing that it does have is it has some color rub through here. Excuse me, if you can see that.
It's not coming through. It doesn't look bad at all, man.
Yeah, you can just see a little bit of like, you can tell a little bit right there. Yeah. But other than that, no huge color breaks or anything. Decently sharp corners, decent spine. Actually, that spine is pretty nice. So I got, I went to A1 and I got the X-Men. No, that was from the mail. I got another X-Men book and this from A1 for some really good prices. So big shout out to A1. Another run filler in my Amazing Spider-Man run. My Amazing Spider-Man volume run is so close to being complete. The only thing that I need 120 center, which is 101. Actually, nope. I need 100 and 101. First appearance of Morbius is 101. And then everything else, I need a few 15 centers, and then everything else is 12 centers. So wish me luck, because we know that, like those first 12 issues, good luck, right?
Yeah. No, we believe in you. We absolutely believe in you.
Maybe one day.
Before we end this Fresh from the Comic Shop, Chris is going to explain one more time how you guys enter each and every week. And again, we have 2 strikes out there for 2 people. I'm not going to put them on blast.
Yeah.
You know who you are. Come on, people. Let's do this right. Chris, one more time. Here we go.
All right. So remember, get your smartphones, go on Instagram. Don't go to your story. Don't send us a private message. You got to take the picture, upload it to your Instagram, and post it to your Instagram page. Leave the hashtag FFTCS and tag us. You're slow on it again. There we go. Tag us at Comic Book Cannon so we can see your fresh get. You can submit as many as you want all throughout the week. We will be sure to pick at least one entry, though. So we love, again, every week, we love seeing what you guys bring to the table. It's amazing. I take notes. Like, I'm sitting here taking notes and looking on like eBay as you guys are sending them in. Like, I'm giving my secrets away, man. I'm all in on on what you guys send in, and it's so awesome. I think that's one thing that makes the segment extra special too, is that you know, we all learn from each other. We get to see what other people are picking up, and you know, we learn what a first appearance is in this book and that book, or what came out this week, and then we get to, you know, see, oh well, hey, that makes me interested in that, and then we can either go down to our LCS or get on our phones and research and maybe pick one up for ourselves. So absolutely love it.
Yeah, and then you may get a nice nugget of information about the book you didn't even know, like Andy brought up with the X-Men book. So that's
exactly.
That's a big deal. But right there, you know, all good things must come to an end. And this week's Fresh from the Comic Shop has officially ended. But we'll have another one next week, as long as you guys follow instructions. It gets bigger and bigger each week. It's really hard to get it all done by showtime. But again, we are super thrilled and having so much fun with this. We may have some other ideas coming down the pipeline as to what we're going to do with Fresh from the Comic Shop. So stay tuned on that.